What is going on, melon farmers? D-Mac back with another alumni video. If you haven't already, scroll down, hit that level. In this one, you've seen the Anaheim Ducks, you've seen the Yotes, but now it's time to get into the meat and potatoes of everything. An original six franchise, finally. We get to do the Boston Bruins alumni team and ask the question yet again, how would the alumni Boston Bruins do in today's NHL? So let's do it. Go to franchise mode, start a new one, and let's be Bruins again. Because D-Mac was a Bruin for years. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to get through all this stuff, and I'll see you guys at the main franchise mode menu where we will go through the lines. We'll check all of our legends, our alumni Bruins, and see what this team looks like. I've changed everything over. So we're ready to go. Let's do it. So as we approach the main franchise mode menu, I would just like to ask everybody, how's your day going? My day is going just fine. Anyway, here we go. Ray Bourque, the number one player on this darn team. I don't really care for the fact that he's number 10. I'm assuming it is because his jersey number has been retired, so they're not even allowing him to use it. Let's go to the edit line screen, see what this team looks like on... Oh, you just get out of town. On our number one line, we got Johnny Busick, we got Jean Rattel, and we got Adam Oates. On the second line, we got Rick Middleton, Ken Linseman, and Dean Prentice. On the third line, Charlie Simmer, Tom Fergus, and Ken Hodge Sr. And on the fourth line, probably the greatest fourth line in human history, we got Terry O'Reilly, Stephen Casper, and Wayne Cashman. I actually think, I want to go to scratched really quick. Oh, no, he's not there. Never mind. I was going to say, we got to throw O'Ree out there, man. We got to throw O'Ree out there. Let's go to defense, where we got Mr. Ray Bourque beside Brad Park. How horrifying would that be? After that, we got Ed Westfall and Donald Ari. And on the third pairing, Dallas Smith and Stefan Quintal. Now, do we have a scratch defenseman? Let's see. Rick Smith is a two-way defense. He doesn't really fit on that third pairing. We have Wayne Carlton and Don Marcotte. Let's see. You know what? Let's go back here real quick. What about Ken Hodge Sr.? He fits relatively well on that second line. Rick Middleton, I'm not taking him out. He doesn't exactly fit in, all that well. But, man, this team's pretty grody, especially that bottom six. That bottom six is horrifying to think about. I want to see Willie O'Ree. I'm sure is down here. Yep, there he is. Willie O'Ree, baby. Who else do we got? We got Mike Knuble. Do we have any of them on defense? We got Randy Hillier. Hillier. I am so bad at everything. Oh, man. What are you? Two-way defender. Oh, he's so slow. I do want to see how he would work up in the National Hockey League. So I am going to go to player movement really quickly. Go to Roth. Well, hold on. Let's see, who do we got? Who do we got scratched? So we got Rick Smith. I'm not going to use Rick Smith. Probably not going to use. Well, Wayne Carlton fits pretty good in some spots. Don Marcotte also fits well. But I think what we're going to do is send down Carlton and Rick Smith. So we got to remember that. Carlton and Smith. All right, there he is. Smith, where are you at? No, wrong Smith. It was Rick Smith and Carlton. We're going to send them down, and we're going to call up Willie O'Ree, and we were going to call up Hillier. Okay, there we go. Multi-select, call some up, bring some down. Let's see, best AHL lines. Then we'll go back to our edit line screen, which I don't do. I'm so done with that. Okay, here we go. Go back to our scratch. Willie O'Ree, where do you fit? Oh my God, he fits just everywhere, especially on that third line. But that third line's pretty damn good. So, if we use Ken Hodge, no. Man, Middleton, you're breaking my heart here, man. They're not all that great up the middle. That's the problem, right? Willie O'Ree is a right winger. But Hillier, where do you fit? Even kind of, I guess. So we'll go back to defense really, really quick. I know I'm taking a very long time. You fit absolutely not there. So you're a defensive defenseman. I'm thinking Dallas Smith might get swapped out. Oh, the other guy's a right defender, though. Yeah, Hillier's a right defender. Now it says -2. That's way... Well, it says left or right. So, I guess it doesn't really matter. Pretty much everybody was left or right back then, though, eh? Yeah, every single one of them is either right or left. It doesn't really matter. I think we're basically going to stick with what we got. But in net, we got Cheevers, baby. And behind him, Andy Moog. But which one of them has better poise? Andy Moog, poise at 90. Cheevers, poise at 90. Guess it doesn't really matter. And I'm hoping they share the net pretty much evenly. Let's just go with what we got, baby. And Willie O'Ree, I really want to put you on this team. Who fits the worst? I'm going to say it's Charlie Simmer. Charlie Simmer kind of fits the worst. So let's see, what are you? Right wing, center, left wing. So I think, as much as it pains me to do it, Willie O'Ree, I got to put you on the left side, even though you're a right guy. Oh, it's a +3. I love it. Linsman, you fit on that second line. You fit better on the third. That didn't help anything. They have the same overall, though. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a two-way forward, and a sniper. We need a playmaker. What's Willie O'Ree? A two-way forward. Everybody's a two-way forward. What are you, a two-way forward? What about you? Two-way forward. Yeah, okay. I think that -1 just ain't going away. But putting Willie O'Ree on that third line, baby, it's a +3. That's a win every day. I don't mind that whatsoever. All right, so let's just go with it. So the first thing we're going to do, we have taken care of injuries ahead of time this time. So we're going to go to the calendar. And you can see up in the top right corner, the GM name is Bruins. What we're going to do is the same thing that we did before. Oops, no, that was too far. We're going to go to about mid-December. We should be, I don't know, like 30 games into the season. 27 to 30 games into the season, about a third of the way there. And then after that, we'll go to the trade deadline. We will do nothing at the trade deadline, get to the end of the season, and see what this team can accomplish. I get it. I understand what the salary cap is. All right, so 29 games into the season, and we've actually had not the greatest record in the world. We are a second wild card team, which I'm not overly thrilled about. We're 16, 11, and 2. Now let's see who's leading the parade. It's Mr. Adam Oates. All right. Let's see how everyone's doing. 89 overall, Mr. Adam Oates. This has got to, this is probably the most score by committee team in the planet Earth. But like everyone is a minus. Oof, ba-boof. My guy, Ray Bork, playing 25 and a half minutes a night. 5'11", 220? What a horse. Oh, man. All right, hold on. You know what? I'm going to go to the AHL, and I'm going to go to goaltenders, where we got Eddie Johnston. He's an actual backup goaltender. I wonder if that would help us. We also have Reggie Lemelin, who is another one. He's a backup goaltender. I think you got to go with Eddie Johnston, though. Eddie Johnston, baby. I think I'm going to go, And who should we go with? I kind of, you know what? You just know what? We're going to fix this. I'm going to go to goaltenders. I think Andy Moog is probably going to be our starting goalie. Jerry Cheevers has a better record, though. 90 overall, but Andy Moog has dialed in. I'm going to throw it out there and say that doesn't really matter. I also like Cheevers because he's a little bit bigger than Moog was, so I am going to send Andy Moog down, and I'm going to call up that backup goaltender, Johnston. All right, Andy Moog, sorry, buddy, I love you. Johnston, you're coming up to the bigs, baby. Oh, crap, but Andy Moog's going to get claimed. That's so dumb. All right, where's he going? Chicago, there you go. Another Original Six franchise. Works for me. I'm fine with it. All right, here we go. We got Cheevers and Johnston. Those are our two goaltendies. And now I'll have to go to Lemelin. And we'll go Kyle Kaiser can be the backup there. That doesn't matter. Anyway, Jerry Cheevers is going to be the starting goaltender moving forward for this team. I do actually want to go take a little more of an in-depth look. I didn't really look at it. I was like, I just couldn't get past the record. So Adam Oates leads with 22 points. Ray Bork's behind him. Terry O'Reilly with 18. Very, very score by committee kind of team. Ken Linsman has 10 goals. I think he might be the only guy on this team with double-digit goals so far this year. Yeah, man. But Cheevers has definitely been the better goaltender with a .920 save percentage and a 2.44 goals against average. A little closer to 6 feet, kind of fits in a little better in today's NHL. And also in 11 games, he's 7-2-1. So let's see if he can keep that up moving forward. And let's see if we can't turn this season around and turn this team into an absolute juggernaut as we get basically to the beginning of, I'm going to get to March 1st. All right, so that is definitely something that I got to start thinking about earlier on in the season. We are now 38-19-3. What were we before? 16-11-1. So since then, we've gone 22-8-2. since we made those changes, and oh man, and that's the crazy thing about the Atlantic Division. We're still in third with a 38-19-3 record. Great record. We're now 6-3-1 in our last 10. If we could even keep that up for the rest of the season, we're going to be in good shape. Look at this. Adam Oates leading the team with 55 points in 60 games. Ray Bourque, my dude. I bet you he has no career stats, though. Nope. Oh, and that's such a shame because he actually has the all-time points record for a defenseman, which brings me also to letting you guys know what the next video is going to be, and it's going to be coming out tomorrow. We're going to be making a defenseman. We're going to try and make the perfect defenseman. My batteries are low, so I'm going to have to change those before I really go any further, but we are going to try and make the perfect defenseman and see if we can't beat, on simulation engine scoring medium, beat the all-time single-season defenseman scoring record in NHL history. We're going to, let's say we get 2 or 3 years to do it. But we're not going to make like an 18-year-old. We're going to make somebody in their prime. You know what I mean? Anyway, Jean Rattel with 46 points, Johnny Busick with 40 points, Rick Middleton with 36, Brad Park with a solid 35, Linsman, Prentice, O'Ree, Fergus, Hodge Sr. You know what is actually really alarming to me, though, is the fact that Bobby Orr is not on this team. We have the NHL Alumni Association team, and that's the team that we're going with. And that's the team I've gone with for every one of these videos. But Bobby Orr's not on it, and that's very bothersome. I mean, I'm really glad that Bourque and Brad Park are on it, because Brad Park and Ray Bourque are both absolute legends. But it's really sad to me that Bobby Orr's not there. So let's go to Goaltendy Wendy's, where Mr. Jerry Cheevers has a 22-9-2 record. Finally got a shutout this year. Has a .916 save percentage, a 2.48 goals against average. Very respectable. And Eddie Johnston taking over the backup role with a 7-1-0 record, a .926 save percentage, and a 1.97 goals against average. Now, before we continue, give me a moment to change my battery. All right, so we are back, we are rocking, we are rolling. I have said it in previous videos, and I will say it again. I am very, very happy that I have 4 spare batteries. So if I'm in the middle of doing a video and a battery dies on me, do not fret, do not fear. I have 4 spares. So now, what we are going to be doing, we have gone on this incredible run towards the end of the regular season. Let's go to the end of April, where our final game is against the Montreal Canadiens, and let's get this thing done. So here at the end of all things, the Boston Bruins come away with an incredibly respectable 51-24-7 record, which, guess what, was only good enough for third in our division. But guess who we're taking on in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs? I call it Kismet. It is the Toronto Maple Leafs, another Original Six franchise. They beat us by 1 point. They had 1 less regulation loss, 1 more overtime loss, and that is the only reason they are ahead of us in the standings, so they will have home ice. Man, what a year, though. As soon as we got rid of having 2 start, I've said this before, too. The game's a stickler for stuff like that. EA does not recognize 1A, 1B. So if in your Alumni Association team there is a backup and a starter, go with a backup and a starter. Do not go with 2 starters. It is a mistake I've made 1,000 times now, and I made it yet again in this. It cost us the first 30 damn games of the season, but we turned it around. We had an unreal year. Like I said, we started 16-11-1, and after that, Jesus, we went 35-13-6. Like, what an unbelievable turnaround. But the guy who led the team in points ended up being Jean Rattel with only 69 points. Adam Oates with just 68 behind him. Ray Bourque, 65. 58 for Johnny Busick, Ken Lintzman with 49, Rick Middleton with 49, Ken Hodge Sr. with 46, Brad Park with a very solid 45. My dude Willie O'Ree with 44, and he was a plus 20. Ooh, Dean Prentice, minus 15. You know, you hate to see it. Oh, and then Ken Lintzman, I didn't even notice, minus 17. And Rick Middleton with a minus 13. That is our entire second line. Our second line is what dragged us down. It's that -1, man. That -1. But this was an unbelievable score by committee kind of team until you even reach the bottom. And even then, like for, well, that's our bottom pairing, but one's a defensive defenseman. The other one's like, what is he? 79 overall. He's only a depth defenseman. But it's like as soon as you get off that, I mean, everybody had like 20 plus points except for like our fourth line center, our bottom pairing D, and one of our middle pairing defenders who was actually a two-way defender. After that, we had Westfall. And he's a defensive defenseman. He had 8 goals, plus 17. Not too darn bad. And a lot of these guys took a lot of flipping shots, too. Look at this. Ray Bourque, 309 shots. Oh, wow. See how the Tendies did. Jerry Cheevers, that's his name, played 48 games throughout the year, had a 31-13-3 record with 3 shots. That's a lot of threes. He had a .914 save percentage, a 2.50 goals against average. And Eddie Johnston, in 16 games played, had an 11-2-3 record with a shutout, a .922, and a 2.18. For a backup goaltender, you cannot ask for numbers better than that. That is pretty outstanding. I do want to see, though, not for goaltenders, but for scoring, Andrei Vasilevsky, riddle me shocked, Braden Point led the NHL with 105 points, Cooch with 102, Marner with 102, McDavid just 96 points. That's like him this year in the playoffs. What's going on here? No, I'm just joking. It's been the Draisaitl show. I mean, come on. It's fine. All right, so now we're going to skip ahead a couple of days, and guess what time it is, everybody? It's playoff time. Time to take on the original 6 Toronto Maple Leafs, who were 51-23-8. We were 51-24-7. We went 8-1-1 in our last 10. They went 3-5-2. And they still had a record that looked like that. And we're going to Scotiabank Arena. Oh, man. Can't wait to take them on in the Boston Garden, baby. Here we go. We lost the first game. Lost the second, won the third, lost the fourth. Oh my God, we got taken out in 5 games in round 1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I can't believe it. This is shocking and appalling. We only won 1 game, and it was an overtime winner. Oh man, what was it, 5-4? All right, Jean Rattel, who led us in the regular season, also led us in the playoffs with 1 goal, 6 assists, or 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points, plus 4. Willie O'Ree, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Busick with just the 4 goals, but hey, 4 goals is 4 goals. 4 goals in 5 games, pretty goddamn good. Adam Oates with 4 points. Ken Hodge Sr. with 4 points. Brad Park with just the 2 assists. Bourque did not show up. Wow, man. I am highly disappointed in Cheevers, who went 1-4-0. He had an 8.96 and a 3.43. It's all about whatever the game wants. That's what's going to happen. That's what makes my heart so sad. All right. So let's move on ahead at the calendar. We'll go to June. We'll go to like the 14th or something like that. And we'll see who ends up taking the Stanley Cup. I don't want to see the draft class. I'm not drafting Connor Bedard in this franchise because this franchise will be gone very soon. The Stanley Cup goes very realistically to the Vancouver Canucks. And the Rockford Ice Hogs take the Calder Cup. My God. Yeah, and the salary cap jumps to 88. This is the most realistic game in the world. It's all right. It's all right. I kind of fully expect to make the playoffs with like every alumni team that we do this with. The thing is, which one is going to be the one that actually wins the cup? You know what I mean? Which one is going to be the one that actually hoists the Stanley Cup? I can almost promise you it'll be an original 6 team. It might even be the next team because they got some freaking legends, man. The Buffalo Sabres. It's going to be interesting to see. But we're going to keep doing this because you guys told me you wanted me to keep doing it. You told me you wanted me to do it in alphabetical order. So the next one we're doing is the Buffalo Sabres. But the next video I'm doing is trying to beat the single season record all time by a defenseman, which I am going to have to look up. I'm pretty sure it is an alarming number. Pretty sure it's Bobby Orr, right? Isn't it Bobby Orr? And you have like 150 points or something, 151 points or something like that in a single season. Speaking of the Boston Bruins, my goodness. I might even have to put him on the... I can't put him on the Bruins. They got their defense is too damn good. Oh, man. I'll have to pick a team that scores a lot and has bad defense. I feel like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that is going to do it for me for this one. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's new videos coming all the frickin' time. And until next time, you beautiful melon farmers, have a good one.